Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rollplay for Verona. Good shapes to you all on this merry 26th of October. Good shapes, one and all. Welcome to the show. I've watched that intro video probably like 50 times now, and I never noticed until just now that Berg only has 3 fingers. I never noticed that before, and like I just saw it, I was like, wait. What? And then I was watching it. Everybody else has a full set of fingers, and I don't know who directed the video, but I remember Berg having an entire hand of fingers. But it's weird. You just watch the thing over and over, and you never notice these little details. I am so glad we get to play. That everybody isn't dead or dying. I mean, we're all, dying slowly, but like not dying enough that we can't play a role-playing game in the meantime.
Some of us faster than others, Adam.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Speaking of dying slowly. Yesterday for a birthday party, we went to the planetarium, right? And it's like, we're going to learn about space. We watched some super awesome planetarium 4K. By the time it's over, I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm like not in a great mood because they're like dropping facts like, in 50 billion years, the sun's just going to like run out of energy. Like the core's just like not going to have anything left. And in 50 billion years, like peace, sun. And I'm just like, why do we do anything? Like what?
See, I'm the asshole in the back of the theater that when they're like, and in 1 billion years, the sun will go extinct and all life will end. And I'm like, woo!
Yeah, all right.
That guy just shouting.
I'll be there for that
party.
And I'm just like, you can't just drop those types of details in like a kid's birthday party full, Anyway, no one seemed as concerned about it as I was, but 50 billion years. 50.
Oh boy. I mean, I think the thing is when you're a kid, like a year is like a near infinite amount of time, right? Like the distance between now and the next summer vacation might as well be 1 billion years. So the idea of an actual billion years is like, it's not even reasonable. It's not something that's going to happen. I mean, it's not going to happen to anybody of us. We're not going to be here. But if humanity somehow survives, how cool would it be to be like, well, the sun of the Earth solar system is about to go out. We got this far, kids. We outlasted our own solar system. Wouldn't that be nice? But we're barely going to make another 100 years as it is, so...
That's a pipe dream, dude. I don't think we're going to make it 100 years. I think we're...
Yeah, right?
We're pretty much... We're on our way out. But I'm looking forward to the future. I'm positive. I'm positive that everyone is just going to... We're all going to implode. Centuries from now, we're just gonna spontaneously combust, and it'll be called the Great Combustion, and that'll be it. That's the end of humans.
It's pretty much a race between me and the Earth, and the end of the race is an open grave. So we'll see who gets there first.
Lord.
Oh man,
it's a great way to spend the early parts of your weekend. Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Happy Saturday. I have to ask, Mark. I have a question that's been
what could it
bothering me since we started this episode.
Yeah.
In your attic, is there a painting of you getting older?
Dun 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 dun. Yes. All I have to do is sacrifice my beard, and I become youthful once again. Magic beard. Elspeth's really shown.
Dude, I didn't even notice. I literally just saw you for the first time today.
For the first time. I see you.
Yeah, the rest of the cast, when we have conversations, when we play the game, we have everybody available in video, but Elspeth just full screens herself on all of her monitors. And that's fine. That's an appropriate approach. So was this a Halloween beard shaving? Is this so that you can do a costume?
Of course.
Is that what it's for?
Of course. As always. Yeah. This will happen every October if I'm ever doing more roleplay stuff in the future. It's just my thing. It's my shtick. It's nice to, have a freshen up every now and then as well. But yeah.
There's basically 3 reasons that a person shaves their beard. It's either romantic pressure, charity, or a Halloween costume. I think those are the 3 reasons that you would shave. There's no other reason to. I guess work.
Those are my 3 reasons.
Work is maybe
I think
a reason.
These days, though, it's quite common for workplaces to be like, as long as it's tidy, as long as you have like a well-groomed beard, as long as it's not messy, I think most places let you go with it. So as as I am doing Halloween. I have to leave straight away after the show today because I'm rushing to a Halloween party that everybody else is at. But I wanted to play Far
Me too.
Verona, so I'm here.
This is what you're saying right now. This like, well, I wanted to go to this party, but I'm going to play a role-playing game instead. You're describing my entire childhood, except that I was never invited to the parties. So I was like, that's fine. I'll just play Dungeons and Dragons.
I genuinely thought you were going to say, except for I never was a child. So
Yeah.
I came into
Adam was
existence
born with
as this pink-haired bearded man.
He just came into existence. All of the world's cynicism coalesced into the form of Adam Coble.
Aw.
You flatter me. It's not even my birthday yet. So you're going to Halloween party. What is your costume this year? Or are you saving it, or is it going to be? Is there a big social media
possibly
reveal?
Spoiler it. Well, because we always for high rollers, we always do a Halloween episode where we all dress up. And last year was the legendary Bowsette. And so I feel like I have to keep it as a secret until the day now. So I'm sure that there will be some social media later on because we'll have the party before the episode. But yeah, so no, I've got to keep it a surprise, I'm afraid. It won't compare.
Excellent.
It won't compare to Bowsette. Sadly, nothing ever will. I peaked way too early.
You're not just working your way through sexy versions of all of the Mushroom Kingdom's denizens. You're not going to be like a sexy Goomba or like...
No.
I was going to say
that is an
sexy
idea,
Shy Guy, but Pocket beat you to it. So you better act quick. You're running out of options.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, sexy Yoshi. That's what JP seems to be wanting, so...
Yeah.
For it.
Sexy Yoshi, like, sucking down a big egg. That'd be nice.
I believe Yoshi, the eggs come out the back end and then the front.
Can you glom up your own eggs?
I mean, yes, once Yoshi poops out the egg, then I believe Yoshi can also eat it. But that doesn't.
We can get the whole process going here.
Adam, can we move on?
Oh boy. Elspeth, are you okay? Is it too early for this? Are you going to be all right?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Saturday. Anything can happen. It's fine.
It's true. Anybody else doing Halloween stuff? Parties? Anything? I'm not. I hate Halloween, which maybe is surprising to you, but I fucking hate it. It's the stupidest holiday.
I'm
Anybody
like
else has fun, they're allowed.
I'm like like I like Halloween to come easy. So like this year I love Halloween because this Colonel Sanders KFC game came out. I'm like, well, that's the easiest fucking thing for me to pull off. Like I'm in for Halloween. I'm like all about it this year. And I'm also going to do a little party get together today, but not dressing up.
Nice.
That's not till next week.
Yeah.
So next week we can see djWheat as the.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream as Colonel Sanders.
Are you going to print? Are you going to print out like cards that have like romanticizing options on them?
I don't know.
I
haven't thought that. Maybe I should.
And then if someone selects one, then you have one behind it. You can.
Just keep on. What are you dressed up as? I'm dressed up as a complicated visual novel. Yeah. That's cool. So you're going to a party, but it's not. You're going to save your costume.
Today we're going to so in Nebraska, there's a place that's like the pumpkin patch, right? And it's more for probably kids that are a little younger than I am. You take tractor rides, or you go through like a corn maze. There's like a little haunted house, like that type of thing. But you get like turkey legs and caramel apples and like all the things that are kind of very fall Halloweenish type thing. And so that's what we're doing today.
Nice. Very very fall activities. I guess if you live somewhere where there is like a fall season, you can enjoy that kind of Midwest autumn vibe. Whereas for many of us, and I'm sure like Vana, you're having this problem too. I don't have those seasons. Like fall is just, it's wet. and then the other seasons are it's not. And
Fall isn't
that's
even
pretty much
wet
it.
here. It's just
No.
hot. It's just hot. There's
Los
no
Angeles.
moisture. It's just heat and remorse and regret. That's all that happens here. And,
Sounds great. I'm gonna move there. I'm done.
yeah, you should. It's a great time.
Actually, I can't. I can never leave Canada. I was reminded last night. I got home from. I was in Arizona for a couple of days for a secret mission, and I got home and I checked the mail and I have a bill because I had a brief a ride in an ambulance a few months ago, and I got the bill for it. And I opened it. I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta pay for these things." I was like, "Oh, an ambulance bill. It was like $30." I was like, "Oh, all right." I've
Oh
taken
my
more
God.
cab rides,
Actually
it's fine.
cheaper than an Uber. It's just
Yeah,
I need
Yeah.
to take ambulance more often.
It was $30. So I was like, "Oh, all right,
Wow.
cool. I'm never leaving
There's
this
like-
country."
$30.
I've known
Wait.
multiple people who've like refused to take the ambulance, even though they were like in dire straits, because they're like, even if I take it, I'll be screwed because I won't be able to pay that afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, had I called for the ambulance and then turned it away, if I'd called for it and then been like, no, you know what, I don't need it, it would have cost me $10. So, I gotta, if you're gonna call it, you gotta be serious. That's $20 on the line. You could use that for half a cab ride, I guess, or like some bus fare somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, that's-
Yeah. So as much as I would love to go somewhere where there are no seasons at all, I will stay here with my inexpensive ambulance ride. Yeah. Yeah. But are you doing anything, Vana? You doing any Halloween shit? I feel like LA is like a Halloween city. Every time that I mean, people that like they love dressing up and doing things.
Yeah,
Are you doing anything for Halloween?
I bartended for 5 years, so I pretty much hate
Ooh,
holidays.
Yeah.
Because I've
Wow.
seen
Yes.
I've seen the worst of the worst, like behavior and
Yeah.
the way people carry themselves on such days, and I just don't necessarily want to be a part of it. So if there's like
Yeah.
if my
That's
friends are having like a board game night, I'll go do that. But I'm not gonna go to
Yeah.
like
That sounds fun.
downtown or West Hollywood and subject myself to that madness.
Good call.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like especially on like Halloween or like St. Patrick's Day, I feel like we should all just like take a moment of silent remembrance for all the service workers out there, all the bartenders and
Seriously.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The drinking
rough.
holidays.
I don't know if
That's
you guys
right.
have these, but we in Indiana, it's like just a cornerstone of Halloween around here, where we get these pop-up shops that are just like scary spirits or Halloween effects or just
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't know. They're just like I don't even know if they're chains. I think they just happen once a year. Like
Yeah.
like August rolls around and this company is suddenly like, all right, boys, time to go back to work. And like they just pop up like everywhere. It's ridiculous. So that's basically what I'm gonna be doing, just going to like these Halloween shops and getting like, I don't know, fucking fog effects or something, put them around my house. I really would like my house to be genuinely
Halloween.
terrifying though for kids. 'Cause I think like last year I moved in. I moved in around November, so I missed Halloween completely. So I don't know if there are trick-or-treaters here, but if there are, my goal is to just scare the shit out of them. Like I want like the
Okay.
Can I get some
scarecrow in there or
suggestions,
whatever. And like
Elspeth?
it's actually
Because
someone who is in a scarecrow outfit and they'll stand up or whatever and just freak these kids out.
I think you should
If you
just
wanna
dress
scare
up like the scarecrow.
Mariah,
Stand near
there
the
were
candy
kids.
bowl and like grab
Just-
them when they
When the kids come to your house, just open the door and be like, "Hey kids, the sun is going to go out in 5 billion years." And they'll be like, "Oh no."
an ambulance ride in the United States costs $3,000.
all of those Halloween stores that you mentioned, Elspeth, that were pop up, because we were just in one the other day. Like
Yeah.
30% of the store was like Fortnite stuff. So I feel like what you need to do
Yeah.
is you totally no. I know. Roll your eye, but you need to debate the kids, right? You need to like make it appear like it is
they're all,
all
like,
Fortnite,
Fortnite
right? But then you
Free
just
V-Bucks.
fucking yeah, it's yeah. Yeah.
This way for free
Slap his
V-Bucks,
face,
free
dude.
skins.
Yeah, you lure the kids in with flossing and Fortnite, and then when they think they're safe, I don't know, shoot them in the chest with a crossbow. That's scary,
Oh
right?
my God,
That's-
Adam.
I feel like that's why I don't have children. I don't know. What do you do with them? What's the point? I don't.
This is the one
don't
reason
understand.
Adam doesn't have children is because he might shoot them in the chest with a crossbow.
Danny,
So
Danny, put that down. Put it down.
Ow.
Oh boy, honey, I crossbowed the kids.
Shit.
Yeah, we
There
have
is-
those pop-ups. We have those pop-up stores here, but they sell fireworks. They're just fireworks stores, and
Oh, we have those too.
it's because there's only a window of like 5 days where you're allowed to buy fireworks in Canada, and it's like the 5 days before Halloween. And so you'll see people repurpose their regular businesses into a fireworks store. I saw a Subway
Weird.
that got turned into a fireworks store the other day. They didn't change like anything. It had the big Subway sign out front, and they didn't take away. They just filled the whole store with like fireworks displays.
And
you could
franchises,
come in
man,
and
that's wild.
Eat fresh.
yeah, I guess.
Suck fresh egg. That's right, Mark. In character.
Yeah.
I think if you really want something scary, we also have those like random stores that only pop up once a month. But the
Mhm.
scariest, genuinely afraid when I went to one the other day is there was a clown that was like 7 feet tall, and it was like this like thick. And it was automated, so it's like arms like waggled around, and I was like, we have to go. I can't. I really can't.
Yeah, but that's the kind of shit that I love. I love those like genuinely creepy decorations. There's actually a
Yeah.
house really close to me where it's so subtle and you don't even notice it. They don't make it like a big deal, but you pass by the house and it's like this giant black sheet that's like hanging over one of their windows. And it's just it's sheer, but there's also like a giant like skull underneath it, and it's very tall, so it looks like there's something just hanging outside their house. And they have no other decoration. They don't have like fucking like pumpkins or anything. It's just that. So
That's where-
the
yeah.
first time I saw it, I was like, I am actually so creeped out right now. That's so good. Like I love that kind of shit where it's just like, oh, that's scary. Yeah. And
You
I saw
you
one
should,
where it was
Go on.
where they saw where they like did some sort of like projection or shadow work on the window, so it looked like there was someone sitting in the window brushing their hair, and then
Oh, yeah.
somebody came up behind them and decapitated them. That was, and it just like played on this really long loop. So I was like parked out front of this house and watching it, and I was like, that's weird. Do people really just sit there and brush their hair? And then I was like, oh my
Are you
fucking
sure you didn't see a crime?
Well, it did eventually replay. So otherwise,
Oh, okay, good.
I had the police on the phone, and I was like, you know what? Never mind. Never
I
mind,
was gonna
folks.
say,
Don't worry
I
about
can see
it.
that kind of thing leading to more 911 calls than anything else. But yeah, Elspeth, you
Again.
should just like make your house look kind of like dirty and abandoned, like kind of make the windows look all kind of like nobody's been inside for ages, and then just
Yeah.
wear like old creepy Victorian clothes and just stare
Oh,
out
yeah.
the window and just
That'd
be
be
like,
dope. It already
just
is a very
disappear.
old, like looking
Yeah.
house.
yes,
So it's totally doable. Totally doable.
nice.
I feel like all you need to do, Elspeth, all you need to do scare people is just remind them that they live in Indiana. So that's
Wow.
probably enough.
That's really rude.
Just
Really
look at
rude.
your surroundings, kids. You think it's bad now, your tuition's gonna skyrocket in 10 years by like 150%. Oh, there's
We're a red state.
Please don't end up as a homosexual.
Poor Indiana. I like that the people in chat who are from Indiana are like harsh but fair. Like yes, reasonable.
Truly harsh
I
and fair. We're gonna try and shack your gay away here, folks. So just be careful.
God, that's so
Just
upsetting.
careful.
Oh, boy.
In more
Yeah.
cheery news, I saw Zombieland 2 last night.
I saw
it
your
was
tweet
really-
about it, and it surprised me because I expected it to be garbage,
dude,
and it's not.
It surprised
Wow.
me too. I totally thought,
Weird.
I was just like, I'm sure I'll laugh a few times. And I was like, I walked out, I was like, damn, that was like a lot funnier than it even deserved. Like, I was just not expecting it at all. And I couldn't stop laughing the whole fucking movie.
Wow.
Maybe even more than the first one.
Were you high?
Of course.
I did a bunch of whipping in the movie theater parking lot.
It was great. It was great. I don't think you need to be under any particular state of mind other than just wanting to see Zombieland, and you'd be good.
Well, that's good. I'm surprised that it's good. I expected it to be really bad. But that's cool that it isn't. That's nice.
It was
That's
good.
every
That's
day
good.
when I
Have
wake
you-
up.
I expected it to be bad, but it wasn't, and that was nice. Yeah, it's good. That's what you
Times.
want. You don't want the other way around. Wait, did you watch Watchmen? Have you seen the first episode? Did
You know
watch it?
what? I haven't yet, and I'm actually kind of okay that I haven't because I'll probably binge a couple in a
Yeah.
row.
You're like 3 in a
I've-
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a little behind on all of my television watching, but I really want to. I've heard both sides of things, which is okay, because that was exactly what I heard going into The Outer Worlds, but loving that. So it's just
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it no matter what.
I think you're
Did
gonna
you
like
see
it
it?
too. Yeah.
Did you watch
Yeah,
it?
I watched it.
Awesome. I mean, I did the one thing I have heard that makes me super happy is that when they make mention to anything from the past, it is 100% from the comic.
It is.
That
Yes.
is
Yeah.
actually
I was
a
happy about that
sequel
too.
to the comic, and that
Yep.
is super awesome.
Did you read the comic series? The what was it called? After Watchmen or whatever? The sequel?
I haven't. I've also heard, okay things about that, but I haven't read it.
Yeah.
Or there's some
Yeah,
things it does really well and some things maybe not so much, but
Yeah. I think the show so far, the show feels like a better take on the kind of post the post Watchmen sort of universe, this alternate thing. It's pretty good. I think you'll like it. I mean, it's only an episode in, but yeah.
tomorrow's
Let me
the
know.
second
Tell me
episode, right?
after you watched a few episodes, and we'll chat about
All
it.
right, cool. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Well, that's cool. Anybody got anything else? Because we're here to play a role-playing game and generate some shapes and do some stuff. So
That sounds
unless
good.
there's any pressing business, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
5 until 7 a.m.
What?
Welcome to the Civ 5 Club, Elspeth.
Thank you.
What did you say?
I popped in.
That was like a good
I
last-minute
played-
admission.
I just have to get that off my chest because a lot of people are like, "Well, what are you playing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm trying to play I like Call of Duty." And actually, secretly, I played Civilization 5 until 7 in the morning. So that's huge.
Wait,
I
isn't
did my
6
first
the
work
most recent?
thing. What's
Yep.
that?
It is. Yes.
So you've playing 5?
Mhm.
I've heard 5's
really
better.
good.
I
Five's really
didn't a lot of people are like, so 6 is newer and they fixed a lot of stuff which makes it pretty good, but 5 is like a really really good one to get started with. The last one I played was Civilization 2. So
Yeah.
2 was 96 or something like that, 1996. So quite a bit ago. But yeah, I've it's my latest addiction. When you have a game and you start playing, it's like a splinter. It's like all you can think about. That's me right now with Civilization. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. Require assistance.
It's a great game.
It's
We
good-
did
it's
quite
good
a
that-
few multiplayer games.
It's good that you can also write it off as work, though. So
I
Yeah.
know. Isn't that
Works
sad?
out.
I'm like, oh man. Worse
Awesome.
than
sad, amazing,
Oh,
beautiful, incredible.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, I did throw up in downtown LA in the middle of the day on Wednesday.
Yes.
Saw that tweet.
I think you officially live there now. I think that's.
I know,
did you
I
get an
think I'm in
award? Did the mayor give you
Angelino.
the key to the city or?
Yeah.
Was it a smell? Was it like a
I've been
were you
really
sick?
I've been really
Okay.
sick for like 2 weeks, and then I was like feeling better, and so I like me and some girlfriends were like, "Well, let's go to the downtown flower market." And then I was fine, and then just at the very last tail end, I got really car sick. And they were trying to park, and I was like, "You just need to let me out of the car now onto the street, or I will sit on the ground and puke on the ground and wonder if I'll shit my pants." That was fun. Made it to a porta potty.
You don't want to have to wonder that, right? Like you want to have some certainty, and you want that certainty to
No,
be
I was
I will
sitting
not.
on the sidewalk, puking my brains out. A woman pulled over in her car to be like, "Are you okay?" Because I like.
I thought you were gonna say a woman pulled over in her car to be
Nice.
like, "Stop barfing on the sidewalk," and then
Stop!
drove off.
Well,
Do you have
I
a
was
permit?
like, it was like the first time I'd made like an effort to look like a human being in a while. So I was like dressed up all cute, but I was also just like puking on the sidewalk at 1 p.m. It was like, I'm sure a little unsettling. But then she was talking to me and I made eye contact with her and I was like, I'm gonna shit my pants. That's it.
Did you think
Gonna
that, or
really-
did you just say it to this strange woman?
I think she saw it in my eyes because she drove away after that. So.
She
think
didn't
she
like
can
get you a
read
Gatorade or whatever.
my
She just
expression.
slowed down
Yeah.
and drove
I had
off.
to use every bit of my being to concentrate on not shitting my pants. Right.
That's a very, very powerful ability to, like, when you can feel like you're gonna throw up or something, to just mentally be like, no, I will not let this happen.
Well,
I will devote all
didn't
of
do
my
that.
mental energy.
I threw up 6 times. But I think of the two, I would rather puke on the sidewalk than
Oh, of course. Absolutely. Yes.
shit my polka dot shorts in the middle of downtown LA.
Well, there's no way to segue out of that. So I guess we'll just
throw some
think
shades.
we'll just think a kind thought for the shorts that survived the week, and we'll begin our episode. So I think we have a recap. JP, do we have a recap? If we have one on Far Verona.
There we go.
Leaving the Crux searching for them at the marina, our beleaguered synthetics hop a water taxi and make their escape. They have a moment to rest, and Christine chooses to use it to panic. Surprise, surprise. Arriving in Sector 3, they find the nightlife of Tanya's in full effect. A live band plays somewhere out of sight, and they make their way to the spaceport. Thanks to Autumn, they arrive in comfort and style. Her noble countenance and quick thinking scores them a limo ride to the port, an ancient acre installation, all concrete and hard-edged lines. Eridanis and that's what happened 2 episodes ago. Last episode didn't count. All right, let's do it over. Cool. Well, good,
so
everybody.
mad.
Thanks for coming. Let's get ready to do an episode. I think we got a recap. JP,
So,
you ready to roll that recap? Fine. It's fine. Previously on Far Verona, shuttled into drive space by the Protect Yanek, Captain Alan Zabolski apologizes for the longer than usual trip to Nivette, their first stop. A quick refuel is planned there and the boarding of a new passenger before they jump again to their final destination, the frontier town of Pilgrim's Gate on Cabina, third planet in the Benili system. A series of brief interspatial interludes begins. Yasna and Haley talk about firearm safety and practice what to do in a dangerous situation, and when Autumn shows up, she's nearly shot, which seems like a pretty normal day for Autumn. Haley asks where Johnny is, and we find that Johnny's imparting a lesson of his own, trying to teach Hadil how to play the washboard, or at least appreciate music. They talk about knives, Christine, and what it means to remember. Sometime later, Autumn scans the news for signs of her missing sister, learning there's been a spike in piracy in the South Sector before Yasna arrives, and the two share a very touching scene in which they discuss their past. There's some sisterly hair braiding, and everyone in chat who ships the two of them just basically freaks out for a solid 20 minutes. We do learn that Yasna used to hunt her own kind, though. That's a lot to take in. Haley picks a fight with Christine, Yasna does some soldier stuff, and Johnny plays a guitar. Autumn and Haley dig around in Johnny's robo-guts in an attempt to fix him, and there's a hilarious moment where our protagonists misunderstand the intentions of an alien. A good time is had by all before they arrive at Nivette, where I'm sure everything will be just fine.
God.
I
God,
like
was
that
a
There we
one.
great
go.
episode. I forgot about all that, dude.
It's so
I forgot
good.
that they opened Johnny up.
Yes, that's what the
Johnny's
recaps
better,
are for. So we
faster,
remember these
stronger.
things. I really do. Before we start, I really do appreciate that Elspeth wears the same clothes consistently from episode to
I
episode, so
didn't
we can't
even
tell what
re-
episode it
dude.
is from.
Dude, I didn't even realize it, but look at how giant this hoodie is. This is a giant freaking hoodie, but it's so comfy that I'm just like, all right, it's time to get cozy, drink coffee, and just enjoy my Saturday morning for Far Verona. So I guess I've had that same attitude every episode now for like the last 3 episodes. So there it is,
Yeah.
same hoodie. I swear I washed it, but
Sure.
you know.
I believe
Sure you
you.
did, pal.
I believe you.
Everyone
It's
believes
not, you know,
My outfit
honestly,
now.
it's not your clothes that I'm worried about getting washed. Okay, as long as Vanna has done the laundry, then I'm okay.
I didn't poop. I didn't poop in those shorts.
Fuck's sake.
Thank you for what I'm sure will be a very lovely sound clip. So the last episode was a nice series of vignettes
Now
on
you'll
the spaceship. Everybody had a chance to kind of get to know each other a little bit, and when we begin this episode, we see not the vastness of space, and we don't see the interior of the ship. We instead see a planet. It is a dry and arid planet. It has an atmosphere, and we can see dotting its surface, especially in the dark side of the planet. We can see the glow of cities and highways. And we see this in the background, and the subtitles of the shot fade in, and they say Berkman 3, and then they flicker and glitch out, and then are replaced by the word Nivette. And we see in orbit there are ships coming and going, most of which seem to be made either in part or entirely out of solid gold. Except for one big, ugly, boxy ship that looks like it's made out of lead and willpower. We see the Protectineck drift into view amidst this cluster of a beautiful, expensive Trilliant ships. And it pulls into orbit, and we see an automated refueling drone come over and start filling up the ship. We fade interior to the hold, the cargo hold, and the docking bay of the Protectineck, and we can see, I think, probably the captain. We see Captain Zabolski, and probably not the engineer or Bugs. They're working, and the captain is pacing back and forth nervously, waiting for the passenger that is going to arrive and join you. Did any of you join the captain to greet this new passenger, or are you all doing your thing? Autumn, you would have been like cordially invited because the captain just wants you present for things.
Yeah, that's probably why I'd say no. I'd probably like Yasna to be there, but I'll leave that up to whether Yasna goes. But yeah, I think the captain creeps her out. I don't want to be around him.
Okay, all right. What excuse did you make to get out of not? Because he basically would have asked you like, "Hey, would you like to meet our new like passenger?" I thought it'd be good to introduce you. What is your excuse for not going?
I guess if he phrased it like that, maybe she would go. If he was just like, "Oh, hey, do you want to hang out?" then no. But yeah, if it was phrased like, "Oh, come and meet the new one," but I would probably at least make sure somebody else was with me, probably Yasna or Johnny. Sorry, Haley, but you're terrifying.
You fucked, Haley.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, does anybody join Autumn and the captain?
Everyone join.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you could all also just like be there. There isn't much else to do. You're in orbit over Berkman. But also once you reach system, you have access to updated communication information, right? Because the ship, as soon as it came in system, starts beaming messages back and forth. So if you had any pending messages, you might get replies or stuff is sending. So that's something you could be doing as well.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, no, you go with Autumn. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if I showed concern about who the hell this new person is, it would make sense to go there.
Be there.
Yeah, because right now, I guess this is the question: is how much are you going to continue your weird like religious pilgrims? Your cover, right? Like when you meet this new passenger, are you dressed in your burlap robes, holding
Maybe that is actually the question.
Rest in peace, the washboard. But
is that the question we haven't asked the captain yet, right? Because the captain was like, "Yo, haha, I know who you are." He, you know, you don't have to wear your
Yeah.
So, maybe there needs to be before this happens, like a
Quick.
a
What's
quick
the deal? What's the sitch?
inquiry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be, with this new passenger? Should we be reverting back to our disguises?
All right. Captain Cebulski says, like he told you that all he knows about this passenger is that they are going to the same place you are, and that the person that paid for your fare, whoever that is, paid for this person as well. So if you think you need to hide from them, or if not, that's up to you. But basically, yeah, he said like they're coming on board, and it's all part of the same ticket. I'm just making a pit stop to get them, but it's all part of the same fare. Whether that means you feel safe around them or not, that's going to be up to you. But he makes a point of telling Autumn, "Don't worry, there's not going to be any trouble on my ship. You're going to be okay."
Great.
He makes a point of letting you know, like.
That's very good to know, Captain. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, Yasna? Seems like you're the security attaché of this little operation. What do you think the safe route is? You gonna dress up, or are you gonna be like, "This is who we are. Welcome to the ship"?
Until we know for sure, I think we resume our disguises.
Sure. I'm happy with that.
All right. So we see Autumn and Yasna dressed in their linen robes, and
we lost
captain
our
is wearing
washboard,
his
though.
captain
I mean,
clothes.
don't know if we can actually have a full band now, but
yeah, it's ruined.
I mean, there's probably some spoons in the mess hall. Someone could.
There we go. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good stand-in for the washboard. Okay. All right, so the three of you are in the hold when the ship's airlock clicks, the light goes green, and the shuttle that has come up from the planet to attach itself to the side of the protecting neck finishes docking. The door opens, and it's one of those kind of like metal, like irising doors. So it's like a circular, like an aperture door. And it slides open with a hiss, and a woman steps into the cargo hold. She has like medium length, like chin length, brown hair, like dark brown hair, pale skin, very cold blue eyes. She's wearing a just like a t-shirt and a pair of like trousers and like tall boots, and then over that she has a like a bomber jacket with a fur collar, and the jacket has on it a few miscellaneous and very kind of dirty looking like flight patches or mission patches on it, and then several places where there used to be patches but they are now gone, they're removed. She's carrying a duffel bag in one hand, and she has a rather large pistol on her hip. And Yasna, at a glance, you would guess that she is left-handed, given that is the hand she's holding her bag in, and the place where her gun is sitting. So she comes on board and she looks at the three of you, and she makes kind of a suspicious face, right? She looks at you like, "These are strangers. I don't know them." And she gives that look to the captain, and the captain looks at you, Autumn, like you're like, "I'm the captain, but you're a noble," and he kind of like defers to you. If you want to introduce yourself first, you are welcome to do so, but he defers to you.
I am a pilgrim. I am pilgrim.
That's
There
right.
are no nobles here.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything.
There are
but he
no
looks
there
at
are
you,
no
you know-
nobles in Ba Sing Se. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I just am like smiling politely. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I think like she would do the classic thing of when knowing not what she doesn't know how to conduct herself as a pilgrim, so she does nothing. She
Mhm.
just kind of assumes like a very natural kind of like relaxed position, smiles, just keeps smiling. Kind of like what Autumn would have been used to, what she's used to doing like at big public events in noble houses where she didn't want attention on her, so she just would smile and nod and kind of like be quiet and let the more talkative people take the forefront.
Okay. The captain, he looks at you for a second, like aren't you gonna say anything? And then you see his eyebrows raise, his eyes go a little wide, and he's like,
yeah.
oh, yeah. And he turns and he takes a step towards the passenger, and he puts a hand out, and he says, "I'm Captain Zabolski. Welcome to the Protect You Neck." And she walks right past him. Like he puts his hand out, and she just looks at it and just walks past him, and doesn't say anything or do anything. And he kind of just like looks at his hand where there should be a person, and then turns to like watch her go by.
Okay.
Yeah, and unless somebody stops her, she just leaves the room. She just walks into the hallway and like goes away.
Cool. Great. Yep. I'm fine with that.
So
I don't want to deal with
door,
this new person. Change scares me.
The door closes. She goes into the hall, and the door to the cargo hold closes. The shuttle disconnects, and you know it heads off. And the captain just kind of looks at his hand for a second, and then looks at the two of you like, "Oh, okay, that was odd." And maybe he says that. Maybe he says, all right. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna head back to the cockpit and start plotting the course for the next." And then he just kind of turns around and walks off, like stunned.
Mm.
Yeah,
So it's just us.
Yeah,
just the
Left
two of you
there?
standing in the cargo hold now, dressed like pilgrims.
I think we need to find out more about this new passenger.
I'll try and focus on her heartbeat, breathing, that sort of thing. See if she's agitated or anything, but you might need to ask her some questions. She seemed more your type of person. That gun was particularly large. She didn't seem to be, she seemed to be more of a, well, almost like a pilot from the jacket, I would say. I've seen several pilots wearing jackets like that before, these kind of flight jackets with patches, but she was definitely heavily armed.
I will think about it, and we'll find out more.
All right, that sounds good.
I think I
So
walk back.
meanwhile, in the like bunk room, the little like cabin, I guess, where all of you have been sleeping aside from Autumn, who is in there right now? Johnny or Haley or neither of you? Is there anybody in the
Johnny's
like? Because it's really
probably
the only
in there.
room to hang out in.
Yeah, I'm probably in there with Johnny.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are you doing when the door opens?
Maybe
Also,
I'm
if Johnny's there,
teaching.
Christine is also with you.
Maybe I'm teaching Johnny Cat's Cradle.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. So like if you're so Johnny I think is naturally curious, and he wants to become more human. So if
Mhm.
you have anything to like give him in terms of like, here, this will help you seem more normal and like, I don't know, be more
Nothing makes
appealing to
someone seem more
people.
normal than playing Cat's Cradle. Not
No.
haunted at all.
It is like a normal like kind of thing, like an idle activity to do with a child, though. Right? Like it's
Mhm.
like it wouldn't be unusual to see that, especially like a toaster doing that with like a kid, right? Because
Right.
you're being babysat or whatever
Right.
it may be.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you're doing that, and Christine is probably pretending to read like a trashy magazine that she found in the cabin, but isn't really reading it. She's just jealously watching Johnny and Haley interact and being annoyed that Johnny isn't paying attention to her.
Oh, boo-hoo.
And
Wah,
the door
wah.
opens.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. The door opens and you see this same woman with a bag, and she, without even acknowledging you, she walks in and she throws her duffel bag, which if it were a duffel bag full of clothes, it probably wouldn't make much of a sound, but it clatters suspiciously when she throws it on one of the bunks. And it's Yasna's bunk. She comes in and just throws her stuff down, and then looks at the two of you just briefly, and then sits down on the bunk. What do you do?
Hi, that's our friend Yasna's bunk.
Not anymore.
You should probably not sit there because, that's that does belong to somebody else.
Well, when I decide that I'm going to start taking advice from appliances, I'll take that into account.
Johnny doesn't say
She-
anything.
She turns and she puts her boots up on the bunk and she like leans back against the wall and just I'm just like closes her eyes.
Haley will look at Johnny and just be like,
Johnny shrugs. There's not much he can do about that.
Christine
He's
is
pretty-
looking at you, Johnny, like, are you gonna let her talk to you like that? Like she kind of gives you this look like
Johnny's like, yes.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
yeah, yeah. Johnny's
She
been
makes an
taking that
annoyed
forever.
sound and goes back behind the magazine.
Yep.
Haley will walk up and like, I guess if she's on the bottom bunk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Haley like standing could probably be like face to face with her.
Yes, yeah, totally.
Okay,
Because she's
yeah,
leaned against
so-
she's leaned against the wall and
Right.
Okay.
So I'll go and get up in her face and be like, "Wait, who are you, lady?"
She opens one eye, one steely blue eye, and like looks at you, and she's like, "I'm trying to get some rest. Is who I am. Stop bothering me, kid."
That's a pretty weird name. What's your name? What are you doing here? What's in your bag? Can I look in your bag?
She opens her
This is
other
the
eye and
absolute right
sighs.
play, Vana, you genius.
She turns slightly, and she says, "Kid, where's your parents?"
They're dead.
She doesn't respond. She looks at Johnny and she's like, "What are you, some kind of robot babysitter?"
Yep, pretty much.
I'm not a baby.
I don't think Johnny meant you.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think Johnny meant you either. So she says to you, Haley, she's like, "Listen, kid, I've had a long week. All I want to do is get a little bit of rest, get to Cabina. I don't want any trouble, right? So the best thing you can do is just keep your little mouth shut. Don't bother me, right?"
You're not very nice.
Yeah, well, universe isn't a very nice place, kid.
I know. Did I mention my parents are dead?
She's not even looking into her. She has her eyes closed and she's like, yeah, join the club.
Is there a club? Is there a sign-up sheet? I can write my name backwards.
You can see that there is like a vein on her temple that is like throbbing slightly, and she's trying very hard to ignore you.
While Haley's like up in her face doing something, she's also trying to get a look at like the patches and like any like information that might be present on her like outfit or exterior.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
do you pick up on
you
anything?
can, you can make a roll. Yeah, let's do that.
What I roll?
What
think
I roll?
perception.
What shapes I
in
need?
this case.
What shapes
what
I
shapes?
do?
Good shapes, good one.
Yeah, roll a perception. We'll see what you can perceive about this.
I don't have
this
any
lady.
points in that. What kind of
Perceive.
difficulty? What kind of?
Since you're just making like observations about something that isn't too like she's not actively trying to hide her personality. Just do it with none of the no bad dice. Just your regular just your regular dice. So you shouldn't get any bad shapes on this roll. It's just a question of how many good ones. Yeah. All right, there you go.
Good shapes, good shapes.
Okay.
Wait.
So yeah, like as I think Autumn or Yasna, I think Autumn pointed this out earlier. It's yeah, it's like a uniform or a flight jacket of some kind. Whether it belongs to her or she got it from somewhere else or not, it is hard to say. There are a bunch of badly sewn on patches. Like they're sewn on, but obviously by someone who has no skill at sewing. So there's like the stitches are all uneven and like it holds them onto the jacket, but that's about it. It's made out of some kind of synthetic leather with like a wool collar. The patches that are on there are all like of a military nature. A lot of them have like weapons on them, like knives. One of them has like something that looks like a cross between a corgi and a scorpion. And it's holding a skull in its mouth. And so there's one of those, and it's got some characters you don't recognize around the outside. There are a few that have what look like ships or like stars on them. But there is a few that are like missing, suspiciously missing, and the one right over the breast, there's like a long, maybe there'd be a name tag or a call sign there. That one is also missing. And so you can see that this jacket has been adjusted somewhat. I think that any identifying, and maybe this is what you get with that one, is that anything that would identify this person specifically would be gone. They would have pulled them off. But it's clear that this is a jacket that was either like long worn and loved by this person or given to them by someone else or whatever, obtained in some other way. It also fits her pretty well. Like it's not like much too big for her or something, you know? So yeah, so that's
but there's no like name identifier or something I would recognize as like he's a part of this military sect or this.
It doesn't look like any imperial. You can rule out any imperial like military unit you've ever seen. Like there's no House Crux sigil on it. You don't see the eagle of House Aquila. Like she could be. It could be like a pirate or like a mercenary crew. But again, you don't know if it belongs to her or not. I mean, it does now. She's wearing it. Yeah. So. You see that. And then I guess Yasna and Autumn, you were going to follow her? Okay. So that'd be when the door opens again. And this is what you see. You see Haley standing next to your bunk, Yasna, with this woman lying on it with her eyes closed, trying very hard to ignore the fact that Haley is standing there staring at her. And then on the other side, in one of the bunks, you see Johnny and then Christine. And when you come in, we see Christine is looking at she's looking at everything that's going on in the room, and she's got kind of like an annoyed look on the part of her face you can see, and she's holding up a magazine. It's like it wouldn't be paper, it'd be some kind of like recycled like plastic. And on the cover of it, there's a man in a pair of like aviator sunglasses and an apron, holding a plasma rifle, and he's like standing in a kitchen environment, and it's some kind of like cooking magazine or like Better Homes and Kitchens or something. But there's this like military dude with a rifle on the front. And Christine is just like watching, hiding behind this
Discord shit. That is,
she's hiding behind the magazine, and she's looking at everything in the room. So yeah, Yasna, this lady's on your bed. You do anything about that?
I mean, it's not really my bed. It's just like, well, my question is like, does that mean there is an insufficient number of bunks for everyone?
Yes. Yeah, you are short one bunk in this room.
Before I get into conflict with this new passenger, I'm going to go have a talk with the captain.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Great.
So
if I hold my mouth clothes, like for 5 minutes, I can collect a lot of drool, and then when I swallow it, it's like having a drink of water.
I'm actually like, all right, Haley's doing her job perfectly. And I gotta like go and find the captain. Where is he?
As promised, he's in the cockpit. And when you go back out, we stick with Yasna for a minute. When you go back out, you come around the corner and there's the door to the cockpit, and it has like on it has a big sticker that's like captain only, and the door is closed, and you can hear the captain. He's on the comms on the other side of the door. You can hear him talking to like traffic control.
Okay. Can I open the door, or would I need him to
Oh
open it?
yeah, totally. It's not locked or anything.
Great. I open the door and take a step in.
Okay.
But I also
right.
like just stand there and let him finish.
Yeah. He turns around and he gives you a like 1 second, and turns back, and then there's some like pilot jargon that's exchanged between him and whoever he was talking to, and then he's like, all right, over and out, and hits a button, and then he spins his chair around. And he like leans back in it, and it doesn't really like he plans a smooth like I'm gonna spin the chair around and lean back and be like, what's up? But it doesn't go all the way, and it gets kind of caught, and he has to kind of kick off the console to get it all the way around. And then he goes too far, and he swings like kind of past you, and then he has to like sort of spin his hips to get. And then he finally, after about like 4 or 5 seconds of awkward kind of like floating around in this chair, he gets the chair pointed at you, and he's like, "What can I do for you?"
Captain, I'm sorry. I'm just making an observation. Certainly, you did not book more passengers than there are bunks. It appears that we now are down a sleeping arrangement. What are you going to do about it?
I don't understand. There's a little one, and then her ladyship, and then you and new passenger. And you notice that he doesn't mention Johnny, and he's like, "It seems like there's enough bunks for everybody." I mean, it's a pretty elementary mistake to make. Yeah, we're fine.
I do not believe you mentioned everyone with our group.
No, I think I got everybody. There's the intense one, and then the slightly less intense one. That's you, and then the kid. There's that clingy woman,
and then there is Johnny.
Oh, the toaster. Yeah, I mean, I've got a supply closet if you want to put it in there. I could run a power cable if it needs to.
So before I like put my foot in my mouth, did we pay for passage for Johnny?
So here's the question, and this is something that I'm sure has been sort of like lurking in the back of your mind. You have a mysterious benefactor, right? Somebody that you trust, and you can all kind of figure how they earned your trust or whatever, but somebody basically paid for this flight and told you to meet them here, and like there is someone trying to get you to Cabina, and who is like handling all of this for you. And it's a good question. Something to think about is like, how would a person like convince you that they are safe to trust to do this without ever meeting them? But each and every one of you has a reason to. And so you didn't pay for this, but somebody did.
Certainly you are paid for all of the passage of my crew, my group. So we expect
passage and cargo.
Captain, maybe we should have a different conversation. This is less a question and now a demand. We need you to prepare an additional bunk for the extra passenger who's joined us on this ship.
Well, I don't know if you've been on a lot of spaceships, but on a spaceship, there's only one person who gets to make demands. That's the
really?
captain.
Sure.
And he,
Okay,
he
interesting.
points to his like flight suit, and he says, "These little letters right here, CPT, that's short for captain. And Zabolski, that's me. That's my last name. So my ship.
Captain, if there is
I'm the
one
captain.
thing that I have learned, it is that there is always someone who is higher than you, even the captain. Now, it may not be me, but as you probably know, I can speak to the one who is above you if you are not willing to accommodate my group. Certainly.
Listen, if it made everybody's flight easier, I would just conjure a bunk from nothing. But I am a starship captain and not a space sorcerer. So there's a limited amount of room. You've seen it, and there's bunks, and everybody that needs a bunk has one.
Captain, I'm trying to be so very reasonable with you right now.
And he nods
Are
like,
you-
yes, of course you are.
Are you really not willing to be reasonable with us?
I don't understand. I mean, there's bunks enough for everybody who needs the rest, and you're. Listen, this happens sometimes. I have a friend who was practically in love with his auto nav. You get attached to objects like these. It's why they built them like that. But your Johnny unit doesn't need a bunk. It can just go into shutdown and stand in the corner. It doesn't. I understand why you feel like it needs to be treated like a person, but it's not really. I appreciate your sensitivity, but there's just no room. There's no more bunks. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm like really needing to think about this one.
Yeah. Urge to kill rising.
Hold on. I'm just inquiring with my sheet real quick. Sorry. Is there like an intimidate skill?
Yes, coerce.
Okay.
Yeah, coerce or coercion. Yeah, coercion.
Captain. Remember the time you said that we had the more intense one and the less intense one?
He nods.
I think
Like,
at
yeah.
that point I just grab him by, by this.
Oh fuck! And just like yank him out of his dumb chair. Uh-huh. He makes a choked yelping sound as you like yank him up off the ground with one hand.
And I just say, whether it is your bunk or you find a new bunk, you will make this situation right.
All right. let's see how coercive you are towards old Captain Zabolski. I think he's probably relatively easy to shove around. I don't imagine this guy's got too much of like a spine. Make a coercion roll with just like a regular difficulty, just 2 purples.
Okay. Just 2 purples.
Yeah.
Okay.
For folks at home who've never traveled with djWheat, this is what he does in airports when he finds out that the plane's been overbooked or they try to check his luggage. Just grabs the nearest flight attendant. Like, listen to me, you fucker.
Find me another chair. I'll sit in the goddamn cockpit if I have to.
Dr. Sordius has definitely watched a lot of roleplay. Who says I want this to fail so bad because I've been there before, and it very well might. But let's just do it.
Didn't even want to spend one of those story points, are we? You were just like,
No,
nah.
man. Nah. No, we need story points for later.
So,
Yeah, that's
you got one success, which was countered out by your one failure. Chat got their desire; they got their wish. Two threat. So Mark two strain. So your intent was to like get him to do what you want. You grab him and you like push him against the wall, and he's not strong enough to fight back and doesn't like he's not gonna do it. He lets you like shout at him, and you pull your hand away, and he like dusts off his collar and like fixes the zipper on his flight suit, and he says, "Listen, I have not been an independent ship operator for as long as I have by letting people like you boss me around. We have a business relationship, me and whoever paid for your tickets, because I know it wasn't you or your friends. All right, you've got a bed to sleep on, they've got beds to sleep on, and if you want to make changes, you're gonna have to pay for them. There's no more room. I'm sorry. If you want me to stay here and get the ship fitted with a new bunk, that's a whole other thing. But we have a timetable to keep. And I gotta get that cargo to Cabina on time. And these fucking maps aren't doing me any favors. So if you would kindly please just take whatever anger management issues you have and bundle them back up, get the fuck out of my cockpit, I can get this ship turned around and we can get out of here."
Okay. Well, I'm going to push him back into his chair and then spin it around and walk out.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, just all you have to do is just shove him, and he tumbles backwards into the chair, and you spin him around, and you walk out. So, so he watches you leave. He doesn't turn around, right? But he watches you leave in the reflection of the screen, the view screen. So he sees you go, and he just probably like mutters to himself like, "Jeez, insane woman." And so you walk out. Meanwhile, Autumn, Haley, and Johnny, you are in the aforementioned bunker room. What are you gonna do? You want to strike up a conversation with this pretending to be a sleep woman?
I can hold my
Autumn?
breath for over 30 seconds. Watch. You're not watching. Open your eyes.
I want to see if this has any result.
And so
You're muted, Elspeth.
again, she opens her eyes finally and like looks over at you, Haley. And then she notices, now that she opens her eyes, she notices that Autumn has come in. And she sits up on the bed, holds her arms over her chest, and just watches Haley. Just stares at you. So there's this moment, this like fucking intense moment between the two where you're staring at each other and she's just waiting for you to breathe. Which of course you don't.
It's a long time, right?
And then she finally looks over at Autumn like, what is up with the people on the ship? Like, are you all crazy? And she just kind of looks, she turns her head to look at you, Autumn.
I look at
Say
her
anything?
and she's on Yasna's bunk, right?
Yeah.
But there's clearly not enough bunks. Like, I know that there's no extra spare bunks in here.
Right. You can do the math real quick.
I think, God, I'm just trying to get into the headspace of what she would do, because she wants to stick up for Yasna, but she also acknowledges there's a problem.
So can I see what's in your bag now? Have I proven myself?
Yeah. She turns
Haley's
back and
gonna
she
go
looks at you.
over. Haley's gonna go over and start opening the bag.
Okay. She doesn't get up to stop you, but she says, she's like, wouldn't do that.
Why not?
We don't
I
know what's
though.
in there.
I know, that's why I gotta open it and find out.
But it could
You
be
saw how
dangerous.
long. You saw how long I could hold my breath. I'm ready.
She just shrugs.
Okay.
Interesting. She's not taking any.
Hmm.
So you want to just go over and open her bag?
Haley's just
You're
trying
muted,
to
Elspeth.
get her out of Yasna's bed by annoying her.
Mm-hmm.
This is not working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she seems very difficult to annoy.
She seems very easy to annoy, but very hard to get a reaction out of.
Yes. Yeah, she's deeply annoyed by you, but isn't doing anything about it. So you want to come over and open the bag?
Yeah.
She doesn't care. She's just like watching you.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you open it. It's full of like there is like a little like toiletries kit and a couple of changes of clothes at the bottom of the bag, but most of the bag's weight is taken up with like miscellaneous what looks like computer equipment. And not like a computer, right? She doesn't have like a hardened laptop and some other shit. It's like pieces of computer equipment. So like drives and stuff like that. So when you're looking at it, it's hard at a glance to tell what it is, but it's pieces of some kind of machine or computer.
What is this? Did she just pick up something that looks complicated and expensive?
Yeah, you just a box with some wires coming. You're like,
Sure,
"Oh,
yeah.
what's this?"
What is this?
She squints and she says, "You really want to know? Or are you just trying to piss me off?"
I don't know why I'd ask if I didn't want to know.
Really? She gestures. She's like, "Bring it over here."
She'll bring it over.
Okay. So you bring it over. She puts her hand out. She's like, "Give it to me." Okay. So everything happens fast, and you tell me if you want to try to prevent any of this or anybody doing. You put it in her hand, and she slaps you in the face, just like backhands you across the face.
Like,
I don't know if you want to try to hard enough to like knock you down.
Haley?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, she's trying to
Yeah,
backhand
she
Haley.
backhands Haley in the face, just like
What?
slap.
What? Johnny's gonna flip the fuck out, dude.
Yeah. Autumn would also like be like starting forward, like, hey, and goes to like
So
grab her or
I don't know
something.
that it happens. I think that Johnny and Autumn are too far away to do anything about the actual backhand. Haley, you a normal human child would not be able to like dodge out of the way or like grab her wrist or do anything like that. A normal human kid would get hit in the face and fall down and start crying.
normal.
I think she's really watching this, like she's doing this act, but I think she's simultaneously trying to like get a bead on this person. So I think she would be paying attention for sudden movements or things like that. Like I don't.
Yeah, so you want to try to avoid the strike.
Would that be like a coordination roll?
Yeah, it'll be coordination. Yeah, to like try to.
How many
dodge her
difficulty?
hitting you in the face. I don't know. How good is this person at hitting kids in the face? Let me look at the skills. She's
Not
a
a
pretty
kid.
practiced brawler. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess like her
One
agility and brawl
purple
or
and
something.
one purple and two reds.
Oof. That's a big oof.
They're
Yeah,
good at
one
hitting
purple.
kids in the face.
Just get hitting
They're
people
good at hitting anybody.
anywhere. Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
one purple and two red.
Oh.
Oh my god, did
Okay.
it just even out exactly?
Yeah.
Did you get the same number of
Wow.
Wow. Okay, all right.
Huh.
So you don't dodge completely, but she
Complete
doesn't
nothing.
she doesn't get what she wants and you don't get what you want, which is to say that she wanted to backhand you hard enough to like teach you a lesson and knock you on your ass. And you wanted to avoid getting hit completely. So I think neither of those things happen. I think that you don't give away. It's not like you matrix dodge away from her, right? And she just like whiffs in the air. But I think you flinch away enough that she doesn't like full on like back of the hand to the side of your head. But you flinch away and she like lunges at you. And you stumble back, and immediately following that, then Autumn and Johnny can do something. What are the
Oh,
two of you
Johnny,
gonna do?
Johnny just goes into boop. He goes into bartender mode. He sees that there's like a brawl and immediately goes over to this person and attempts
Like, try
to
and grab.
grab her by the shirt and just like hold her up.
So the first thing
And
you need to do, Johnny, is
Like-
get away from Christine, who as soon as there's trouble
Fucking
clings to you, and it's like,
Christine.
no, Johnny, don't. Like, don't,
Yeah.
don't,
Johnny,
Johnny.
don't.
Like,
No, it's
just,
not
just
worth
leave
it,
it,
Johnny.
Johnny. Yeah,
No,
like just
Johnny-
leave them
He
alone,
just
Johnny.
gets,
Don't.
like-
Just stop.
He gets like tunnel vision and just attempts to break up
House.
this fight or whatever. So he goes into like bouncer mode.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
So you
assume
stand
a
up.
full
You like, kind of-
berated
how-
barrage.
Now we've had this situation before where the last time when Johnny tried to do something and Christine got in the way, you like hit her really hard in the face by accident. Are you more gentle with her than the last time, or do you just like toss her aside? Like, how Terminator are you right now? Because you're
I
way
toss
stronger
her
than her, so
aside.
you could just put your hand in her face and just shove her back into the bunk.
Yeah, probably toss her aside because now that he places Haley at a higher priority than Christine.
Okay.
So
All right.
so he probably just
So
goes,
you get up. Christine will remember that. So you get up and push Christine aside and stride forward. While that's happening, Autumn, what are you doing?
I am launching a full-on berated barrage. This is a full-on like, what the hell is wrong with you? And just like a complete like, who the fuck do you think you are? And like gets really like aggressive, hitting a kid. What are you, some kind of coward? Like really
Yeah.
berating. Like I want to like attack socially. I want to attack socially, Adam. Johnny's taking
all
the
right.
physical. I'm going pure mental.
Okay, all right. So what is your intent here? Like, if you want to berate her and get what result?
Basically, like it's like a twofold thing, right? I want to kind of throw her off, in the sense of like, because I know that Johnny's going to take care of it physically. So this is like a shaming.
Hopefully.
Like I want to shame this woman. Like you have just hit a child over nothing. Who the hell do you think you are? Do you think you're tough? And like really kind of basically get her on the back foot, and show that we're all unified as well. That it's her against all of us, basically.
Okay. All right.
And also, I'll
it's
probably throw in some threats of like, and maybe that's the next step. Maybe that's the next step is to start threatening to go to the captain and get her thrown off.
Okay. All right. So it'll be coercion against her discipline. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, discipline. You sure it's not my
yeah,
discipline?
No, because you're being coercive. You're trying to like make her feel or act a certain way, right?
Yeah. That.
So two purple and a red for dressing down this person.
Just trying to think. Is there anything I could do possibly subtly with my biopsionics that could give me an edge here?
You could, if you wanted to, first like do something
Yeah,
with
could I-
biopsionics to like soften her up, like fuck with her brain chemistry.
Yeah, microwave her brain.
I'm not gonna microwave her brain. I could dial down her adrenaline.
Yes, well, no, or vice versa, right? You could kick it up a notch and make her more scared of you because you trigger like a fear response in her body.
But that could
yes,
make her
the
stronger
ultimate
and
far end extreme version of this is that you scanners at her and her head explodes, but that's costly for you. But if you want to try to like affect her, but again, remember this is you're being forced to use your biopsionics in ways that you were never you were told not to, right? These are the ways bad psychics behave, right? Fucking around with people's brain chemistry, like this is
it's
bad
not really
behavior.
my thing.
But
I'm an
it's,
idealist.
I mean, this is a moment for you to decide whether you would do
think
that, right?
That's the next level. She tries to solve things with words first, and then I'll come in at it with a different thing. So what was
Sounds
it?
good.
2 purples, 1 red, and then my coercion. Do I have any like
your
any
coercion, yeah.
advantage from the fact that like Johnny's going for her, or
Not yet. No.
Okay.
No,
So it's
but if
just a
you
straight up
generate any
coercion.
advantage, then Johnny might be able to use it.
Johnny,
Okay.
Johnny big mad.
I don't want to use the story point.
He's big mad. But he's going into bouncer mode, right? So he's just like,
Yeah.
nope. And especially because
Adam.
Haley is his friend, so
Yes.
I'm gonna use a story
big
point.
mad.
Adam.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one. That's an upgrade, right?
Okay. Yes, that's an upgrade on your side.
I know I shouldn't use them, but I want to use them. I want to use them.
I mean, that's what they're there for. Ooh,
Oh,
so successful.
Nice.
suck it.
But it's very
Absolutely
it's very
suck
stressful
it.
for you.
Very stressful. Yeah, well, it's confrontation. Autumn hates confrontation.
Yeah.
So I'll take that 2 strain. But yeah, this is a real dressing down from somebody who is just furious and just really laying it on thick. Like, she's
Yeah.
just a
So
kid.
you-
What the hell is wrong with you?
Okay, yeah. So you get the response. You get the response you wanted, right? She gets to decide how she reacts to it, but you make a big deal, and she responds in kind. She gets up and just starts like doing the same, just like yelling at you about
fine.
how
She's
like
yelling at me, she's
mind your own fucking business, pilgrim. And like kids need to be taught a lesson
This
about
is how-
other people's belongings. And the two of them are just yelling at each other now. As Johnny, you get to make your move. You pull yourself free, you shove Christine aside, get out.
Johnny.
Adam, just as a curious, just for the mechanics, those 3 successes, would
Yes.
that like do strain damage to her? Like if this was like
Yeah, I think
a
so.
test of
Yeah, like
wills?
you've put her off because this is the thing, and the big change here, and I don't want to like. She's not the kind of person who getting yelled at by a peasant is gonna like really fuck with her. Like a pilgrim telling her like, "Don't hit that kid," she's gonna be like, "Fuck you." But it did put her off balance because now she's not acting all like cool and disaffected. Like you've clearly hit a nerve, and now she's up in your face. And you've succeeded in
yelling.
escalating the situation.
Yes.
It wasn't a big deal before, and then you made a big deal out of it. And
She made a
yeah,
big deal out of it by hitting the kid.
right, and that's the conversation. There's a lot of finger pointing and a lot of like, mind your
There's a
own
lot of,
fucking
like,
business.
All she was doing was asking what's in the bag. If you'd answered her, she wouldn't have picked it up. And you came in here. We've been in here for weeks. That's how friends bunk. You're acting like an asshole. Like there's a lot of that throwing it back in her face.
Yeah, get her
Yeah,
on.
and so her response is pretty much like,
Johnny, this is
a
where you
spaceship
come in
is
and
no
just
a spaceship is
bam.
no place for a kid, especially alone. And like, where's this kid's fucking parents, and who does she belong to? Clearly, nobody ever taught her not to touch
We're
other
looking
people's
after
shit.
her.
Yeah, and so like, and she's like, "You're not looking after her very well." It's that meme of the fucking chop shop guys yelling at each other, right? And then Johnny, I guess, throws a chair at someone. So Johnny, what do you do?
That's what
Right?
Johnny's
Because you see, and Johnny, you've been in this situation before where two feisty ladies shouting at each other.
Yeah, well, Johnny has seen many a brawl, right? So he at this point he just doinks Christine, and gets her off of him, and then stands up and just like machine modes it. He really does go into Terminator mode where he goes over there and attempts to grab this woman by her collar or whatever shirt she's wearing, and just really just forcefully like, hey. Hell you think you're doing? We're using physical force here now. Okay, well I'm going to show you, why you shouldn't
was
fuck
gonna
with
say,
my
is that
friend.
Real.
Is that bouncer protocol, or would it be like, because your programming would be like, what do you program to do when there's a fight?
Break your program.
His programming is to do like the cartoony, like Looney Tunes, like, hey buddy, like grab him and like
Pick him up.
pick him up.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see. So
exactly,
Johnny
like,
jumps on her, and then there's a cloud of smoke with fists and legs coming out of it. Yeah, and then just like DJ Jazzy Jeff, she gets thrown out onto the front lawn.
100%.
Okay, so you're basically just like, nope, get the fuck out of here, and you just like grab her and like
yeah.
try to get her out of the room. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sure. So you can make your roll there.
Okey-dokey. And
roll
what is my
there.
role going to consist of? What does my dice pool look like, Adam?
This is gonna be brawl.
Okay.
Your brawling roll. And it'll be the same difficulty as Haley to avoid getting hit. So 2 purples and a red. Sorry, 2 reds and a purple. Yeah. 2 reds and a
reds
purple.
and a
And
purple.
actually, yeah, and then I'm gonna spend a story point, put an upgrade on your enemy's side too.
Okay. All right.
With you.
This is a
And then
brawl
you make a
roll.
brawl roll.
Oh shoot! We got one
Let's
advantage.
see, advantage. Okay, so it's a scuffle. There's no clear resolution, in that you come over and the two of them, like, she's like, "Get your fucking hands off me, toaster!" And the two of them are like,
Don't you call him a
scuffling little
toast?
bit. And Christine is just screaming, like she's just like, "Ah, no, stop it, stop!" And like yelling from the other side of the room. Yasna, you hear all of this. You hear shouting coming from the bunks.
Yeah.
And you and Hadil. So wherever the fuck Hadil has been, the two of you meet in that little intersection between the hallway and the car. And you both look at each other like, what the fuck's going on? And Hadil has a knife in her hand. Like, it's like she's just holding this like huge fucking like Bowie knife, and she looks at you like, murder time, let's go. And you go into the she follows you if you go into the other room.
Yeah, I definitely go in.
Okay, all right. So you follow in after her, and I think that's a good moment to go to break on, right? Is like everyone on the ship aside from the people that own this ship are jammed into this room. There's all these bunks. Haley is there looking like scared or like angry, making little kid face. Like, are you still in like little kid Haley mode?
I think that probably would have been snapped her out of it a bit, because she was trying to get a result without without that kind of confrontation. And when it made a hard switch like that, why it wasn't, I don't think, out of the realm of possibility for her. It's still, and especially with everybody else reacting. We'll see. We'll have to find out.
And Autumn is yelling, and Johnny and this new passenger are like scrapping, like trying to get each other into a chokehold.
Adam, like, I know
Christine is
I'm
just
like
screaming.
I'm gonna super show my age with this, but there's an amazing movie with Michael Keaton called Mr. Mom. And there's like this scene where like the executives walk in and it's just like fucking chaos in the bathroom, and then like Johnny is like holding, and it's just exactly how I imagine it right there.
Yeah, and the two of you, Yasna and Hadil, look at each other. Hadil is holding this knife, and that's the vignette, right? Is this chaos in the bunk room before we cut to our break. So we're gonna take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Roleplay Far Verona right after this.